All right, everybody, please take a quick look at this disclosure. Hold on, where is the disclosure? There it is. And, we're going to get going on a quick little pre-Fed meeting. I couldn't do it before. I want to get it going right now. So let's get to it. Hello, my name is Scott Rutherford, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. It is 1:38, so I'm going to be quick. Fed is going to come out with their statements at 2. There's a press conference at 2:30. I think mostly everyone in their dog at home knows that they're going to do a quarter point. Well, that's what they're supposed to do. If they don't do a quarter point, that would be extra hawkish, and that would mean probably the banks get a big push, but the market comes in with tech. I do think they do a quarter. Why would they, really change things up now? I don't think they do a half. There's like 30% chance that people say a half. I think a quarter. Question is the language. This is the third rate cut. This is exactly what they said they would do. So if they switch a little bit to more neutral stance, which I think most people think, I think they're going to do the same and change it up a little bit. I don't know what word they're going to change, but if it comes off as, okay, now they're done and they're back to wait and see, I do think that, maybe there's a little disappointment, but I don't think we sell off that hard. We'll have to see really more what happens with Apple and Facebook. So anyway, let's just get right to it. So here's a chart of the S&P. So what levels do we know for, for post Fed? Okay. So as of now, the 3047 is the recent high, so you need to know that. This morning low, it's already pushed through this 3032, came back above it. So that's a good point to know. That's like your midpoint, like above 3032, you kind of half glass full after the news. Below it, it could go wherever it wants. And so far this morning, you got a little bit of a gap fill down to 3026, which we expected. That was on the news that Chile is not going to have the summit, which is fine for now. So basically, here's the morning low, and then you still have, the 8-day below. Okay, the 8-day below is all the way down here. Okay, that's now closer to 3019. So we could even still get to 3019, and still be in a strong market. So you can move this up even, and it could also, even see down the 21-day and still be a strong market. But we've been in this trend pretty much since the gap up on October 11th. So for a good almost 3 weeks, we've been above the trend. So we try and figure out, does the trend change? Does it get tested? We're here to figure out the market complexion. As of right now, you can get rid of this line. Doesn't mean anything. This is like your midfield line. Right now the bulls are in a little bit control. Below it, the bears get a little bit in control. Here is the morning low, and then here's the low below it. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. The Qs, give another move down. We talked about 196.01. It got below 196.01. Where to get down to? You can now put this line in. The morning low here is, let's see, the morning low is 195.29. So still also above the 8-day. So very strong overall. Just a little shakeup. Little shakeups are good right before. And sometimes after the Fed, you get really loose and wide. So you want to be a little careful. You want to play the extremes only. You don't want to get caught shorting too early, the same way you don't want to get caught, buying wrong. So this was this was your 196.50. Actually, not this is kind of irrelevant now. That was yesterday's low. So 196.01 right there. That's kind of like, again, your halfway mark. Who has control per after? As long as you're above this, you can't be too negative. Below this, you could get back down to test this, and then who knows, maybe even the 8-day. As far as sectors, IWM, what are you doing today? Little shake up, but still in this channel, still above this 155-ish. So this is your low. It's a little weaker. So right now, it seems like the small caps are a little weaker. If they don't cut a quarter, the small caps probably rally hard. If they do cut, it probably same kind of thing. If it breaks below this, this is your next level underneath. If they really want to try and kind of shake things up a little bit. So I would, on an extreme down, I would think you could buy 153s. Considering it's got to get through that, and that would mean we're probably down quite a lot. J.P. Morgan. If you remember, we shorted the 128s for like 45 cents on Monday. I covered today for like 12, 13, 14 cents. Just because if they're extra hawkish, if just say they cut a quarter and then all of a sudden it looks like they're going to be wait and see, more middle ground, the banks probably get a push. So I figured, they expire Friday. Why wait for 13 cents? But anyway, so that's that. I'm still long Bank of America. I did add a little bit. I was waiting for the 8-day to add to get back to a full tier. We've been long since here. Sold some above 32, so I have some room to buy here. It wouldn't be the end of the world if it comes in a little bit more. As far as tech, there's nothing really acting so strong. Microsoft, I'm still in. That's acting pretty well. Okay, this one we've been in since last Thursday and Friday. Sold some strength on Monday, bought some back yesterday. We can get rid of this now. This is your new point of reference. If you're really tight, you could use this as a stop, but overall it did hold this, which is nice. So I'm in it. I did buy some in the hole yesterday, trim some. I guess you could draw a little bit of a line like this. If it gets above this, that would probably be healthy. I'm probably not going to add on strength. I just want to kind of sit in it. Apple yesterday we were short. I even shorted the open this morning with guys on the VTF. I covered a little bit early. Apple's going to be pretty important, just for sentiment and also, just for a direction in the afternoon. The market's not going to be able to rally that much, if Apple doesn't take back this line. This is your big line in the sand right here, 242.55. Okay, that is where we're below. So as long as we're below that, until the close or until after results, chances are, Apple's going to be pressured. If Apple takes this back, the market could probably rally, and it could take some of this morning. This is like your perfect little H setup where closed week, we didn't take it short. It was up 2 and change. DP, Chilla, all of us started shorting it. Went red, got away from it. It was a nice trade for continuation, and now, I guess this is this is your resistance point if it tries to rally to it, and this is the low here, which is 241.21. I will probably come in a little bit closer or tweet you guys about what I'm looking to do for earnings. I probably will do nothing. I probably will just trade it. But at least, it's not on the highs where it's like priced for super duper duper perfection. So now it's in, and this will be one level of support. If they're not, if they're not as good as people thought. As those 15 analysts who upgraded it. Here's the 50-day. That's compelling. The 50-day is what? 226. Put that over here. 226-ish. So we'll see. Apple's good to know, to see what it does post Fed. But as of right now, it's kind of neutral to negative just for the afternoon until earnings, as long as it stays below 242.55. If it reclaims that, it could probably get a push, and then this is resistance. Amazon was acting decent. Came back up here, kind of got rejected, didn't get reclaimed, but I tweeted to you guys, said, hey, Amazon's strong, but it's pre-Fed. That's very hard. At this point, we'll see what happens, I guess. Where I lost a little money buying that pull, and where is it now? 1768. This is your high here. What's this high here now? This is 1779. No power. I also, traded a little red dog reversal on Google this morning, but also got out of it. What's a red dog reversal? Well, you saw it went below 1755, put a low in here, actually rallied back up right to resistance. Okay, which I did tweet you guys that I sold some, which was 1264, and then I got out of the rest. But as of now, Google is still hanging around, but it's nothing, not a real tell. It's a little weaker. Netflix was really strong today. Pushed right through this 286. I missed it. I didn't see the news, and still strong. Still has some more room if it wants to. But again, remember, this is a broken name. Be careful. This was your push to 275 inside day, inside and up, which is what my buddy Rob calls it. And now we'll see what it does. Roku also really strong today. Coming a little bit off the highs, a little extended. So I would be a little bit more careful here. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Into this, I'm probably not going to trade this, but it's been fantastic from down here. The metals, still hanging in this range, still doing a whole lot of nothing. I guess if they cut and they look super duper duper accommodative, maybe you get a move above this, 141 area. If it seems as if, they're going to cut and they're taking a hawkish tone, then maybe this gets a little pressured, and then you have to worry about this 139.75. I'm still in those silver calls, which will probably be worthless. Actually, no, it looks pretty good now. I bought it here, sold some, and now it's hanging in here. We'll see. Facebook's after the close also pretty weak. I guess, we'll see what happens. I bought the 200s yesterday, which probably will be worthless because it's going to go a hell of a long way to get above that and that. made 600-700% on my Tesla options, and I've already given back a third, bits and pieces and little things that I've tried. But at least, it is what it is. There's been no power. There's been no big moves besides Tesla. And talking about Tesla, did get a decent trade this morning. It was, down a few, bought some, went through 214.75, went green, and I said I'm going to sell some here. It was 217. I wasn't looking for a big huge trade, just a trade, not a big huge trade. Anyway, this is your low now. The low today is 309.97. That's your point of reference. It's been a little bit heavy all day, so it wouldn't be so bad if it if it kind of closes weak, and maybe tomorrow we get a better trade. This one was a good one. Now we get maybe a better one. And lastly, let's just talk about Beyond, because there was a decent trade into this gap. We talked about it this morning. Still has a lot of space here if it wants to fill it. Just be careful. I overtraded a little bit, but there was some money to be made there. As if you look at your 5-15-minute chart, you'll see how it consolidated, went above 88, then 88.80, and then I just sold it a little bit below 90. Where is it now? It's still hanging around there, but we'll see. So once again, let's go to the spiders. One last look. Let's get rid of this. We'll see what happens here. Lots of knee-jerky action happens. This is your high end of the range. Okay, this is the high end, and now this is your new point of reference. Here, this is your middle ground. 302.86 is like your don't pass line if you're trading the SPYs. Right here is where it's kind of in the middle. It filled the gap already, so that's kind of good. This low here now is 301.99. So 301.99 is one support, but that's really not an extreme. An extreme would be if it breaks that, because all of a sudden the Fed thinks the economy's decent or better, and that would be right here. And then this is 301 below. So we'll see what happens here. I have a little SPYs on. I'm going to probably reduce a little bit and get ready. So once again, hopefully this helps. Again, quarter point is what everyone thinks. It's all about the language. You'll see the statements, and then the conference is at 2:30, and we'll see how the names that we watch closely react. Good luck.